Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. I hope that you're all doing good. I hope that you're great. Today, we will talk about the player that you see on the screen. Karim Kimvuidi. DRC international. I just want us to discuss him just a bit, in this video. Yeah, he played yesterday. He played the game before yesterday also. He played both second halves, by the way, against yesterday's UT Las Palmas, and he also played the second half against Pafos, and both games, as you saw, ended as draws. Karim is 23 years old, guys. He is an attacking midfielder. But you saw, guys, Uti, yesterday he was used more of a winger. Kwaiba was playing as a right winger when the second half started. It didn't take time. I think it took 5 6 minutes, and all of a sudden, Karim was on the other side. Kwaiba was on the other side also. They changed sides. What did you think? What did you make of Karim Kimvidi's performance? Because I want us to talk about our players, honestly, but also, please, guys, let's be constructive in terms of criticism, and also let's not, you know, let's give credit when it's due. Also, what did you think yesterday? Because you know he played two games, right? Second halves, like I said, the one before last one. I remember I was a bit frustrated with him before that game ended against Buffos because I felt he should have scored, should have passed, one of the two. But he kept the ball too long to a point where there was pressure on him, and then the ball, he couldn't connect with it properly. And others were saying it's a penalty, but yeah, the referee did not judge. And yesterday, we got a red card, if you guys remember. Obviously, you will. It happened yesterday. You know, I felt like, honestly speaking, I felt like Karim Kimvidu was the liveliest player on the pitch for us yesterday. And yes, of course, he always has this thing that will frustrate you in his game, but he's a good player. There was just instances where I saw him. He holds the ball very well. And let's be honest, guys, in those type of games where you are playing opponents that are just constantly attacking you and you are playing deep, that is where Karim comes in. That is where these type of players come in about Kimvuidi, because they know how to keep the ball. They are very skillful. They can help you play out at times and draw some fouls. I think when the ball got to him, we got a bit of a breather. Yes, there were some instances when I was like, Hayibo, Karim, nangu umuntu kuvulele, mphathe ibhola ungene espacing. Umbone uKarim minus ama-player ayi-2, ayi-3, phasa ibhola, ungene espacing, akunike futhi uhambe. He even assisted yesterday. Mahopa scored, but you saw that it was ruled out for offside. So I wanted to talk about him because there were strong reports that Pirates is willing to sell this player, but they ended up traveling with him, which is a good thing. We've been saying it. Minafut have been saying it. If you guys have been listening, that I don't want us to lose this player. If Pirates does not have him in their plans, can they loan him? That's what I said. I don't want him to leave because I still believe that there's something there, and he always shows there's something. Maybe this new coach will be able to just make the boy be at his top level. I feel like he's a top player, and yes, I feel like development wise, here and there, lacking a bit. But yesterday, I think his performance was very good, much better than the previous one. And yeah, maybe if we were having 11 men, it would have been even better than what we saw. I don't know, because obviously we were forced to play very deep, but I think he's one of the players that helped us out, in that game. But what are your viewpoints, guys, on Karim, man? I would really love to hear what you guys think, because as I've said, guys, the players that are in Spain, not all of them are gonna be starting the season with Pirates. I'm telling you, there are some players that are there, but when they come back, they might be loaned out. They might be released. Okay, again, maybe not, but they will stay on the bench. Like there are some who But let me not talk too much. Let me not talk too much. We shall see what will happen. But trust you me, not everyone you see in Spain will play this coming season. Adelaide. Hey, I'm on isilungu, remember. Hey, siyangishaya phela, ungangibulali. Adelaide. Up the parks, reason Malamula says the problem of Karim is that he holds the ball too much, but he's good. Yeah, that's one of the things. There was an instance once I was very frustrated. Like Karim on this right hand side, he minus 2 or 3 players, and then he opened space. There was Tito right there. Pass the ball to Tito, get to space, he gives you the ball back, we continue. So that is one of the critics that I've been seeing in Karim Kimvuidi's game. And it's not wrong, right? He does that. He keeps the ball too long at times. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes there's just someone that is in space that you can just simply play the ball to, and we keep moving. But honestly speaking, I think yesterday he played very well. I don't want to lie. And yeah, man, Mike, uKarim Kimvuidi nami imbona njengalelo player lokuthi umnika amagame ayi-5 in a row. Noma ungamdlalisa ama-second half, umnika amagame ayi-5 nje in a row. I think from there you will see something. The problem is that you're gonna see him today. Even now that you saw him against Pafos and then you saw him against Las Palmas, is that gonna happen in the league where he plays 2-3 games in a row? That's what we need to do for him. He's good. I think Karim Kimvuidi, guys, can compete with Abotito Lapak midfield, Nabo Dlamini, and he can even do better. I'm telling you, he can, this player. But I feel like sometimes we end up playing players out of position, just like yesterday. I wasn't a fan of what happened in the second half. To see Abo Kwaiba wide, to see Abo Kimvuidi wide. I feel like those players should be central. It's not their strongest. They can play the positions for sure, but they're not so strong there. So I know for a fact that in terms of wing play, eliminated. They are not those type of players that will do that regularly. So yeah, man. But I just wanna give him a shout out. I think he played well. I think he played well. Not bad at all, guys. There's a lot of critics. The most that I'm seeing is about releasing the ball on time. That's the most that I see. But for me, I think he's a good player. But also, I think Pirates must fix this thing. Let's play players in their own positions, guys. Let's not sacrifice for anyone. Abalwe abantu balwele indawo akube njalo, not ukuthi manje ngoba lo udlala le position lo sizomchintsha simdlalise kuleya abalwe bonke for the same position that they play in. Karim Kimvuidi is a 10. Let Apolis, Sibilibili, Mufukeng, Moremi fight on the wings. These other ones, let them fight here in the middle. Let's find the best. That's it. So Karim, for me, must compete with Dlamini, he must compete with Tito as a 10. That's what I want to see. Not him being played wide as a winger. Yes, of course, he's going to play. He can, but that's not his strongest position, So we shall see, man. Yeah, the preseason is coming to an end. It's our last game tomorrow, guys. And then after that, the players will be returning. Yeah, man. We'll be watching football again, official games. I just cannot wait. Honestly speaking, I can't wait. Mike says, Karim needs game time. Like I said yesterday, Adelaide says, we must keep him. Let me see. Game time, okay. He must release the ball on time. Tando, great player. Okay, I went through this. We need Karim. We just need to play him in his natural position. I agree with you, member. I agree with you. Currently, we are lacking a solid 10. Let's put Kimvuidi there, Hotato. Remember, I'm a number 10, Manje, that I recognize at Pirates. It's Tito, it's Dlamini, it's Kimvuidi, it's Kwaiba. Abalwe, balule leya position. Just like abombule, balwa nabo nemtajela, nabo dansi, nabo mbatha. Angisho balwa nabo for number 8. Akube njalo. Ne-strike angisho ziyalo, abo mahopa, nabo mabasa, nabo mbuthumi. Akube njalo. Not ukuthi manje si-sacrifice, si-compromise ukuthi hayi lo kumele guys. No. If you want to play double 10, let's play double 10. But this thing of now kind of eliminating the wing play and playing players that's not their position, I'm not a fan, honestly. Not to say it won't work, it might work once or twice, but I just think the player must be played in his good position. Where even though you can play 12 positions or 11 or 15, there's no such a thing as 15 positions, by the way. But even if you can play all of them, there is one that you're good at. There is one that you enjoy the most. There is one that the team watched you play and they were like, we want you. You know, I think we should do that. Membe udlalile. Morris udlalile izolo yazi. Yeah, assist yakhe iphikiwe because obviously it was offside Mahopa, but udlalile member udlalile yesterday's performance. I think he was the best player in that second half, no doubt for me. I think he was amazing. I'm Vududu. I think he can do better in CAF. He's a fighter, says Bunono Bomvana. Yeah, member. Yabona nje mawukhuluma ngeCAF ungiphathisa kabuhlungu because kunama-game la bengiwabhekile ngithi shimara kube kuno Kimvuidi lana. Yabona kube sinama-player akhonayo ukubamba ibhola. And yabona Kimvuidi is not too slow. He's not too quick, but he's not too slow. Very skillful. We needed someone, there were times when we were just defending for our lives, and that is never a good thing. You have to defend, yes, but you have to constantly play out, play out. You cannot defend. So the type of players like Kimvuidi were needed in those type of games. Ball players, comfortable ball players, skillful players that can do something even when surrounded by 3 or 4 players. You know that he can still throw a foul or something there. So, but I think yesterday's performance was good. I think he did raise his hand. Obviously, he's not perfect. No one is. But I genuinely feel like Tito, Dlamini, Guaiba should fight alongside Kimvuidi. They should fight for that number 10 role. Honestly, and right now, I can say it again. I have not seen who is the best number 10 at Pirates based on this preseason. I have not seen who is the best number 10 that we have watching this preseason. I would have loved if Kimvuidi was also played on top. Ngathi coach angathi ku next game lesidlala kusasa avela athi Nduli athi Mbule phezukwabo afake uKimvuidi lapha. Sibone something ukuthi yena uzoyenza kanjani, because in the last 2 games he was literally played as a winger, and that's not his position. That's not his position. Karim, but not planning to stay long. I just wanted us to have a mini conversation here about the player. I think he's an amazing player, and the age is just the right one. Still 23, guys. I still say it. Karim should not be let go of. If there's anything, you loan him out. You don't sell, you don't release that player. No, but also I'd love him to be kept because I think he can give good competition for the others in that number 10 role. Bukela records says that he's a fantastic player, just that he must be given enough time, maybe 4 consecutive games. Yeah, 4 or 5 games, Bukela. Then you shall see some progress then. He's that type of a player, not 1 game and then he goes missing for the next 3 and then he comes back and then he goes missing for the next 5. That's what I would like, man, to see. Also Gilberto, member, our 11 million player, we also needed him, member. Yeah, he was another player that could keep the ball. Hey, member, member, ungangikhumbuzi indaba ze-CAF, man. Ungangikhumbuzi, but kunalana besiwadinga lawo ma-player lawo, member, khona. And okay, Gilberto, like he wasn't bad. It's just that he was slow. He was very slow coming from a slow league, but he barely lost the ball. He didn't lose too much of the ball. He protected it very well. It's just that it was now a matter of him getting used, getting with the pace, of how we play. That was the biggest problem. And I still felt like when we decided to loan him out, he was starting to show up a bit. He was starting to, track with the others. And then we suddenly took him out. And even now, there's no sign of him returning, So I hope that this season we shall do better in that regard. There are games where obviously the pressure will be too much, but we'll still need players that can just keep the ball, play high, and just, relieve the pressure. We cannot always, like, big ball, Abunono, every time we are being attacked, after we win the ball, we can't keep it for 10 seconds. They're coming back, they're attacking us. That's not good. So we ended up, just like Amatima Fan Abu Pyramids, they ended up scoring 3 goals like that because we started to sit. Started to sit too much, and the time was too much. Like when you look at the time, like, okay, the score is 2-2. If it ends like this, we've qualified. But still, you can see it starts sneeing, remember? Cut sneeing. Are we really, is this sustainable really? Or it's just gonna be a mistake somewhere, penalty, corner, on goal, deflection into the net. We needed some players that could just help us to play out, even if we are not gonna create, but we just push out, man. We play in their own half or in the center somewhere, not always camping in our box. So I hope that this season something like that can improve. And yesterday, it was similar after the red card, but a player like Kimvuidi, every once in a while, he was able to help us to just relieve a bit of pressure, try to get us to the other half. And yeah, man, unfortunate that the goal from Mahopa, assisted by Karim, was offside. But yeah, what I've picked up in this preseason, the coach is under pressure to play each and every single player, and that's difficult. Yeah, I remember. That is, that's the thing. That is why it's difficult to come at the coach. Just like I said yesterday, that I would like him to now start to play his players that I'm sure he has identified, even if it's not a full starting 11. I'm sure he has identified like 7 or 8 players or a whole starting 11 that he can use going forward. And I would love him to start doing that, especially in the game tomorrow. Put your starting 11. For me, I would like it to be the one that we're going to use even against Polokwane City. I've seen others crying about being predictable, guys, or being played against, must confuse the enemy. Well, that means we have to be inconsistent with the lineup then. Because once we play Polokwane City, are you going to say the game against Kokune, the lineup must change? We play Polokwane City, we win. Must we change against Kokune? Well, no, right? But Sekukune would have watched that game and played against those players. So this thing of trying to confuse the enemy, guys, I don't see it. We must just be effective in what we do, and because we have to find a starting 11 at the end of the day, whether we like it or not. We have to. So it's a difficult task, Emmanuel, to play. Yesterday, it's 23 players that played. 11 first half, 11 second half, and then there was Sipochen going out and then another player coming in, which is another goalkeeper. So, yeah, but now we'll have to have a starting 11. Now is the time, guys, But Karim, great performance yesterday. Not bad at all. I would give him a rating out of 10. I would give him a 7.5 maybe, Just still needs to improve a bit in terms of releasing the ball on time. I wonder if he can kill that. And there was that foul that he committed, which was a bit dangerous, He must also refrain from that, man. I know that we were on the back foot, defending too much, but hey, those type of fouls are dangerous, With the stats up, you must be very careful there. But I think he played very well, guys. Played very well, and his defensive attributes were also good, And like I said, guys, there was a point where I was like, hey, Mara, I'm happy with this red card, yes, because I know that Kefana, even if we lose or draw or win, it's not like it's gonna, be 3 points or elimination or whatever. So it was like, I also want to see how is our team looking when we actually have a red card. How are we going to react? And one of the things I liked, we were solid. But one of the things I didn't like is that we were too deep also. I would love us to also play even when we have a red card. Even when we have one less man, I would love us to still be able to play. And I hope that the teams, they do that in training, when you play maybe versus the same team, maybe minus one player. First half, this other team plays with 10 men. The other one plays with 11 men, and then second half you minus on the other team, and then you add, like, just try and have something planning against those eventuality. It might happen that you have a red card. So I also wanted to see that. How do we look when there's a red card? Can we play? Can we defend? And I think defensively we were good. It's just that offensively that's where we were a bit lacking. But it's something that we must improve. Karim's pressing game is impeccable. He makes opposition to make mistakes in their own half. Everyone remember that's what we want, Mike. So he raised his hand. He raised his hand yesterday, and I hope that he can just keep it up. Honestly, I see Sibo Zuma in him. Hmm. Sibusiso Zuma. Sibusiso Zuma lo bedlala i-Chiefs member. Was it Sibusiso Zuma at Chiefs? Wait, let me check which Sibusiso Zuma we are talking about. Maybe I was not even born. Hey, Minang. Let me see. Use. I I won't lie. I was not, I wasn't watching football at this time. I'm not gonna comment much, but I see the Zuma that you're speaking about. Oh, mina ngicabanga uDumsane. Is it Dumsane Zuma? Yeah, I think I was thinking of Dumsane Zuma. Lona nje ongikwatisayo futhi, because angazi ukuthi ibhola lakhe life kanjani lo mjita lo. Yeah, angazi ukuthi life kanjani. I was thinking of him. Indeed, tomorrow we need him to field his strongest team and just make few substitutions. We really need to see how strong this team is. Yeah, remember now, preseason is coming to an end. I'm pretty sure they're gonna play maybe 1 or 2 more friendlies when they come back, because they'll still have like 10 days, 9 days, a week. I'm sure they're gonna play maybe one more friendly. So preseason, guys, is ending now. We are literally, today is the 18th of July, right? So this week is ending on the 20th, and then the next week is the 27th on Sunday, and then that will be it. The following week we are playing literally on Saturday. I think Saturday against Polokwane City. So that other week, so we just have to finish the coming week, and then it's over. And this one is already done, really. It's Friday today. So next week, finish the week. That other week, is done. So the coach now really needs to build his strongest team and identify his strongest lineup, because now it's time to play. No more preseason, no more those excuses of saying it's just preseason combination. Nah, when the season starts, we want to start getting the results. So honestly, the coach has given everyone a chance, and I'm sure that they've identified, who is worthy of starting and who is going to come from the bench. Like Karim Kimvuidi, I'm sure he's going to be on the cards for the coach in the second half to bring him in. He has played well from the bench. Um, yeah, I remember. These are the things that we need to have. So just prepare for such situations. Just prepare for such situations, so that when they happen, you already went through it. Yabo. So it becomes better for you. You understand it. Yes, remember, I can see the one you're talking about. He also played for Super Sport. I can see exactly like Spusiso Zuma, just that Zuma was a little bit aggressive going forward. That's something that he must add in his game, Karim. Just add a bit of aggressivity, if there's such a word, aggressiveness. Also, right. What do is not make sure we're not scoring. Yeah, I would say, as much as abanye bazoza bathi we're too harsh, we don't understand the purpose of preseason, but that doesn't make us immune from scoring goals, does it? So you should be concerned. You shouldn't just, everything you're saying is preseason. The aim is to get combination. The aim is for the coach to get to know his team. But still, guys, ipali likhona, goalkeeper ukhona, mele scoring. Like leyo nje, guys. it's a big concern. You can't be a Buccaneer and you are relaxed under the, they say that it's preseason. Don't panic. Guys, we're not scoring. 3 games, we scored 1 goal. That is a huge concern. And another concern is clear cut chances. We get a bit of half chances. Yeah, we don't create even clear cut, but we're not scoring also. When we get those little clear cut chances. If you can get time, check our stats. You will see, you know, we don't score. And the most game that we created good was the game before, the one of Bafos. That game we created many chances. We should have won that game. Many chances, especially Radiopan. We don't convert. So that's one of my biggest concerns, Mina. That is what I was saying even yesterday to say, Yabona, the front line, like from number 10 to the wingers and the striker, like that diamond, Angish number 10 ila central. Pesgwa number 10 is striker central, and then on the sides it's the wingers. Those 4 players, they need to improve. They need to push, especially with the striker and the 10, because with the wingers, I've seen that okay, with Mufuke and Apolis, something is coming. Now we need a good number 10 that can combine with these two. They combine well. Mufuke and Apolis, I've seen. We need a number 10 and we need a striker that can complete the puzzle. If those 4 players can understand each other and move the ball quicker and be creative, we can kill. So I feel like that is where we have a big issue. I'm not so worried about the goalkeeping, the defense, number 6, number 8. I'm just number 10, winger, striker. That is where I think we have to push because we're not scoring enough. In as much as we drew our last 2 games, but we didn't, win. Scored 1 goal, and we need to score more. Kimvuidi umdlali engimthandayo kaBucks, but angithandi iposition abamdlalisa kuyona futhi. Yeah, member wayishisa kabi kaMaritzburg. Exactly, member. Yabona into engishoyo Thulile. Thina makas-attractor member bekadlala yiphi position njengoba usho CAM, right? So why manje kumele si-sacrifice ukuthi hayi kumele adlale iwinga. Sinawo ama-winger ngithi. But-ke nabona namanje coach ukhiphile ukhipha u-Apolis wathi angabi khona for this game, yabona, so that he can play the others, and he played them. But when we play matches, official matches, we have Sibilibili, we have Apolis, we have Apolis, Mufukeng, Moremi, and Mukwena is also coming. We have enough wingers. Karim Kimvuidi, remember, must compete there with the CAMs. Abotito, mele bayilwele leya position. Abotito, Dlamini, Kwaiba, they must fight for it. We will see what's gonna happen with Mariko also when the team returns. So i-position esimthande kuyo number 10. Manje sekayiwinga. Why? Why, member? So abamdlalisa i-position yakhe. Yayibona? Kuliwe makuliwa nje. Akube njalo. So thank you guys, man. I'm gonna close it here. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, guys, man, thank you so much to those who were able to join in, this late, this early. But it's not early, man. It's 1 p.m. But thanks, guys. I know that most of you are at work now, but I appreciate, and yeah, we shall keep discussing more other things. I want us to also talk about Dladla. I think he was amazing. Oh, guys, I want to guys sabonga Dladla, guys. Guys, ay. uDladla mafethu ungijabulisa kakhulu. I'm happy, man, to see him. One of the, we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about players that stood out, and for me, it was also the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper Dladla was amazing. I was happy with him. So Kimvuidi will play again. Yeah, pretty much. So I think so. Oh wait, I think he's gonna play again. Why not? We shall see. Ukimvile futhi ungcono kunoTito noDlamini. Abampi chance kanye. Uyabona member. Member uTito member Karim Kimvuidi must compete with Tito and Dlamini and there at the number 10 role. It's fun. It's so funny to see you complain, but Coach Abdeslam is fixing his second team. Yeah, member. Now it's time for the first team. Second team as the season goes. It's not like we're gonna play first team today and second team tomorrow. The first team will keep being there. Second team will bring in 3 or 4 players, to add on this one. Yeah, but the players that are starting, member, and they do well, they will always be there. So the others will be add-ons. So the first team, that's what now we need to see, because we're done with preseason now. One more game tomorrow, coming back to Mzansi. One more week, season starts. So yeah, the only time you're gonna see second teams Renang, a completely different team than the one you saw the last game, is when now we played the first leg, we won 5-0, for example. Maybe it's a M10-8 semi-final. First leg, we won 5-0. Then yeah, I wouldn't mind the coach to change, or it's a preliminary rounds of CAF. First leg, we played and we won 10-0. Yeah, or 3-0, 5. Yeah, and we can afford to experiment like that. But not just J. Yeah, but just like yabona kuma knockout stages, kuma group stages, ama-point laphayana. Noma ngabe singawina 5-0 first leg, the second leg is still very important, because it's not just these 2 games that decide what happens next. It's all the other 6, all the other 4. It's 6 in total. So every game there, even if you win first leg 6-0, the second leg you must win and get the 3 points again, and the goals, obviously. Yeah, but so it won't happen too much, member, to see. Yabo lento uyibone manje ku pre-season, angeke uzuyibone season mayiqala. Uzoyibona maybe kayi-1 or kayi-2. Just like I said, maybe siqala preliminary round day 1, siwine 5-0 first leg or 4-0. Then yeah, second leg coach angayitshintshi lineup preliminary round. Yabona, or M10-8 semi-final first leg siwine score esiphezulu. Then singayitshintsha, but you will never see this starting 11 today and tomorrow this one. No. The players that you saw in the last game will play the next one. Maybe it's gonna change with maybe there's a drop of form or a change of personnel a bit, but not the whole team, So yeah, man, the first team was against Pafos, and the second team was against Las Palmas, says Urenang Laka. And guys, man, have you noticed, man? I was more impressed with the first half teams of, like, the first half teams in all these games, man. Don't you think they've looked better than the second half ones? Or it's just me? Hey, number 10, akalwi nalaba abanye. My problem with Karim is holding the ball too long. The same sickness he has with Tito. Travis Scott. Yep. Ushaye khona, I dig deep. Iyo inkinga abanayo leyo amajita laphana ku number 10. But bona bayalazi. So kumele bacompete bonke laphayana. Okay, let's do that at 2:30. I'm gonna set a schedule, guys. I'll put the exact time, because I know that sometimes I say this time and then I get held up here. I can't be 100% sure, because sometimes there's network, sometimes I need to do some things here at home. So I'm gonna set a schedule, but we're gonna go through the whole thing. Before 3, I promise I'll be here. We're gonna go through the fixtures, because yeah, man, that's what I was planning to do in this first live, but I ended up thinking, let's talk Karim Kimvuidi, man, because I think udlale kahle. So I wanted to get how far are you guys in terms of him, especially after reportedly the club was willing to offload, and now they give him a chance, more of a lifeline. So what's your take on it? So we'll do that, member, before 3 ngizoyenza. M10-8 is gonna be on fire. I can't wait. Oh, wait minutes. I cannot wait for the season to kickstart. Yo, Tulile Mjali says with Kimvuidi akalahli ibhola, kalula nje, Yeah, member. Uyazama. Yeah. Yalifihla. yeah, at least thola foul something nje member, kunokuthi nje livele lihambe nje. Yabona, even when you are like, mara lana ibhola liyahamba, but uzokwenzela something nje, agcina asitholele i-throw in or a foul or something, and then we continue. So it's good in that regard. We need those type of players in the team. Um, should Dlamini should be first choice and Kimvuidi second choice. Tito is depressing to watch. Let's be honest, guys. I remember I disagree though with that one of Dlamini. Remember, Dlamini is not a good starter. I remember. Dlamini should come from the bench. Yabona Dlamini maqala igame member. Out of 10 games zokudlalela kahle amagame ayi-2. Dlamini is a good player from the bench, guys. That player is the best reader. He makes the best impact when he comes from the bench. Honestly, mina ngimthanda from the bench uDlamini. He's a very good player. But maqala igame, uthatha isikhathi member ukuthi angene. You know, izolo nakhona ngimbonanga kakhulu. Imbona emakwama-free kick, ushaye nebhali. Free kick khona uzombona. But in terms of influencing play like that, I didn't see that. So I feel like it's not good when he starts the game. But that's just my opinion also. I get that you saying that he's the first choice, Kimvuidi second choice, and you're depressed by Tito Ayakama Mara. Karim Kimvuidi disappoints, honestly. Let's loan him. Hopefully he will remember that this is Orlando Pirates FC, says Tiamo Monahuta. Sibilibili for 10 this season. Tito give us nothing. Msibilibili we use as a winger. The thing is we have a lot of 10s. So I don't think Pirates signed him to use him as a number 10. Even where he was playing, he barely played as a 10. He was playing as a fullback or a winger most of the time. You are scared the way they are silent. Well, remember, Sundowns cannot be loud, Renang. They've done everything, you know. Even now, nje mawuhleli nje nawe ucabanga who can they sign in Mzansi? Because mawuhleli ubheka nje, it's only Basadin that they can sign maybe. No one else that would make you like utatazele. And in terms of outside, the foreign quota is full also. So they'll have to kind of work around their foreign players to get another player in there. Yeah, well, but it's expected that they have everything. Maybe Sundowns, they just need to work on their squad that they already have. They have signed everything and everyone now, you know. So we shall see as the season comes to a beginning how it will go. I just can't wait. There's no way we're gonna send away Kimvuidi, says Marcus Dan. Played very well. Utito umuntu okungena ngo-70 minutes says uthulile mtshali. Hawu. Ngena ngo-70 uTito. Hey, angaze ngayibona leyo. Under Jose, I think yenzeke kayi-1. Let's see this coming season. Ayakama. But remember, have you noticed how dangerous we are with him in the team? We look toothless when we don't have him. You should look at how he combines with the team. He makes everyone look more dangerous. Who is that, Ayakama? Dlamini. Dlamini, okay? But I remember. I'm still not convinced with Dlamini starting games. I like him from the bench. Definitely, he's definitely gonna play in every game for me. But comes in that 65th, 70th minute. That's when I would be introducing him. Ucoach kusamele asebenze kakhulu nge-final 30. Yeah, kuzoba nzima if we're struggling to score like that. Yeah, remember. That is the biggest concern that we have now as Buccaneers. In as much as sisho ukuthi it's not about results, it's pre-season, but njengoba sisho bafethu, it is 11 versus 11. Ipali likhona, guys. Igoli kumele lingene epalini. So thina score igoli eli-1 emagemini ayi-3. Angeke ukhone mina ukuvela ungitshela ukuthi it's pre-season. The purpose is combinations. Hayibo guys. Ibhali likhona siya-attack. Kumele sifake ibhola enethini. So that is one of the concerns. My goat. I remember uDlamini uyalazi ibhola member. Don't get it twisted. Maybe ukuthi angimfrustana or ngiyamazi member uDlamini is good. I just like him more as an impact player. Yeah, bro. Super sub. Good. I see you. Today is the 18th of July. Please save this message. Pirates is taking the league by force, says Enoch Kapuza. Sizobuya la Enoch. Sizobuya. 1850 kaMandela. Sizobuya. Good afternoon. Karim is an exceptional player. I wish that he could believe in himself as much as we believe in him. When he starts games, there's a rhythm in that 10 position, says Mbali Entle. Can he please play the 10 position, Mbali? Can he not play as a winger too? Bakhona bomfukeng nabo apolice kuma wingers. Sicela nje ahlale number 10. Bacompete nabo Tito, bacompete nabo Dlamini, bacompete nabo Bokwayiba. Ngajabula mina. Mengabanjalo. Bench Dlamini and let him play 25 minutes. Remember, that 25 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm telling you, he's going to come and do something. But when he starts, it's very slow, like you're saying, remember, not much of an impact for me. But when he comes from the bench, guys, guys, Dlamini, man, is the best raider of the game for me that I've noticed at Pirates, member kunzima wena renangilaka lapho njengoba ngishilo ukuthi mina manje angazi ukuthi ubani i-best number 10 esinayo, angazi ne-striker esi-best esinaso so far. uRadiopan ungimpressile yazi, inkinga yakhe akakori. Like mina, out of all those strikers, in my viewpoint, when I watched Radiopan, especially against Pafos, I liked his positioning, receiving off the ball, protecting the ball. But the only thing that I criticize in his game, he uses his body well, he has a bit of skill in him, but that final touch, remember, that is where he lets us down. That shooting, that was the problem. He's not clinical. If he can have a bit of composure, pick a spot in the box, I was going to choose him. So now it's hard. I'm probably going to go with Mahopa again because Mabasa, I watched him and no, I was not impressed. No. He does not work rate Mabasa mina ngiyithanda bafethu. Ngiyazi ukuthi Mabasa is the most clinical striker esinaso, but in terms of work rate, he's lacking. He doesn't press at all. That is why in that first half I wanted more of a Mahopa. Just unfortunate that we ended up getting a red card and we're forced to play deep. In that first half, if we had a player like Mahopa or Mbutuma or even Lipasa, he was gonna put those center backs on their toes and force them to make mistakes. I hope Lipasa will return. I would love to see Lipasa back, honestly. That's another player. So Mahopa, Lipasa, Mbutuma would really, I think they're going to force mistakes in that Bafos defense, because they were too comfortable, especially in the first half. They were too comfortable. But Mabasa, ngiyambona mina makapressa, unalento leyo ukuthi nje angeke ngilithole le bhola kuyafana. Yabo ngiyapressa bayaphasa. Kanti you must just chase those loose ends even though you know that you're not going to get nothing, So, guys, mina Mabasa bafethu angifuni ukungasho like in terms of scoring clinically, I know, but other than that, kuzoba nzima for yena. I'm not surprised that the coach does not go for him in the national team. Work rate, he doesn't really have it that much, man. It's just a player that needs to be given, provided. Give him the ball, he's gonna score for you. But other than that, it's gonna be a bit hard. So, yeah, man. I remember Lipasa is good, remember. You don't have to explain it, eh? You don't have to explain Tapelo. Lipasa is good. Injuries have just been the issues. That's been the biggest problem. Radiopan uhlupha ngokugeja. Yeah, remember, I think kumele alungise kwi-composure nje kuphela a-relaxe. Umabasa, he's going to be a third choice in this comings. Mabasa member must work. And he must work. I'm on Radiopan member. Mina for mina. Like, so far, I didn't see a lot of Mahopa. I didn't see a lot of Mbutuma. Radiopan udlalile first game, the second game. Remember, uyadlala Radiopan, man. But ile nto isho, i-composure kanayo. Final third, lapha eboxini unamagoli kumele awakore, akawafaki na on target. That final touch nje, relaxa nje eboxini, pick his spot. He's good. Une body right, une speed, une skill. Uyakhona protect ibhola. It's just makumele shoot la imosha khona. Yabona? So laphana ku-striker laphana kusazoba nzima nakhona lapha. I think the only thing that will bring Tito back to his old ways is if his place is threatened. I think he's too casual because he believes that we can't play without him. I'm his fan, by the way. He says Mbalinho. Eish, member, kumele push Tito, member, man. Ngiyamkhumbula Tito, man. And I still believe we're gonna get him. It's just a matter of when. I miss Tito. Even yesterday, he tried, Just even that red card killed us, man. That red card even made it worse for us. Yabona uRadio Pane, bafethu uRadio Pane uphushile, man. Serious, man. Uyo umuntu engimbone alambile mina kule preseason kuma-striker. But inkinga nje, ibhola enethini alingeni. Ila imosha khona indaba kaRadio Pane. Mabasa was not fed. Uyayibona-ke Dr. Mkhatshane. Injalo, if we can't feed you, can you feed others? Can you feed yourself? You can't always want to be fed, You must also try and feed yourself at times. And that is where I critique his game a bit. That is where I apologize, guys, there. I had a bit of network issues. Yabona member njengoba usho uthi Mabasa was not fed. That is why I'm asking uthi sometimes you must feed yourself. You must feed yourself. Sometimes you must feed others also. It's more than football. Not every day you see a striker scoring, but if they don't score, what do they do? If the chances Rajo Pane got were gotten by Mabasa, would be something, was picking something. Well, it was not him. Rajo Pane fought and got those chances. And it's just that it didn't convert. So Mabasa must do the same thing, And yes, of course, I understand, guys, that he's a striker that is very different. He needs to be supplied. And that is why I've been complaining about the number 10, the wingers. They don't provide Mabasa. They don't provide him enough. But, you will see something different if it's the other strikers, despite those circumstances. So he's too relaxed. I feel like he's too relaxed. And Umabasa une experience. And mkhulu. Mara, he's easily bullied also. I've noticed that the defenders just bully him easily. But Mompegide, you would think that he's one to do that. But it happens the other way, So it's going to be a bit hard for him. It's going to be a bit hard. I'm just hoping that they're going to provide him with the ball and he's going to put it in the net, Got a good chance with a header when the game started. Unfortunately, it wasn't on target, but yeah, it's very hard. Yabona abafethu Mabasa uzombona ngathi akekho mnandi, especially if bangamsupply uzokhala ngaye because it's going to be hard for him to give you something else. But give him the ball in the box, supply him, he's going to score. But if that doesn't happen, then he's going to be like anonymous in the game. So it's a problem. It's a problem. He needs a team like Sundowns. Then they will work for him, pass him. He will finish them goals. Exactly. Yeah, wanna. So Pirates not as that direct, if I can say, like Sundowns maybe, and Tina. Ukhumbula ukuthi Pirates members sikora kakhulu nangamawinga. Asidipendi kuphela eDrykin. Mawungaya ku-Sundowns uzobona ukuthi ukora Aburinas, Shalulile, Ribeiro in that middle. But they don't really play with wingers like that. So we're different teams. We don't really play the same way with Sundowns, Hey, yabona uHoto member. Hey, uHoto kumele simenzele i-live yakhe nje especially ngoba uspecial vele uHoto mara. Yeah, member. Exactly Mbalinyo, man. Yes, member. Icon, man. That's it. Into bengisho izolo mbali ngithi mina uHoto is selfless. And it's a good thing to be selfless, But guys, if you are too selfless, so gcina sesicriticize sithi So uyabona manje we're coming at him because of being not selfish. We want him to be selfish sometimes. You appreciate that, And yes, we've criticized players like I remember Bonkota have been criticized for being selfish, but sometimes you're gonna be criticized for not being selfish. Yeah, Because in some instances, you must be selfish. And Uhoto is all. Gubukoriko lokala for the Pirates. First goal should have been Hoto in the net. But he decided to say, Aminangiko selfish. Mfunu pass. Ganti, space con. And it's within range. He has the speed, he has the space, he can shoot, he can score. But he was waiting to make a pass to an incoming player that was coming with traffic. Just go and score, Ottoman. You don't always have to pass, Not always have to pass. Sometimes just put the ball in the back of the net. That's what I would love to see him do. I have no information about the new captain, Lomasusha. I have no information who exactly it is. I've seen him wearing the armband. I've seen Koki wearing it. I've seen CBC wearing it. So I'm not sure who is the exact captain at Pirates as things stand. Are they even going to announce? I'm not sure. Or we're going to be seeing them changing these captaincies. I don't know. He was very good, Undaba member, as a left back. Very good, very solid at the back. I was happy with him in that second half, honestly. Tito is not at his level yet, too relaxed. He needs to start at the bench and he will push harder. He's too comfortable. Kimvuidi was my man of the match. He was the best for me, says Solani Mkazi. Na ilena bekumele idlale. Sipochain, Dino van Rooyen, Sesane, Bogazi. Remember, Sesane is far from returning. He's still recovering from an injury. It's gonna take a bit of time, But yeah, Sesane, Bogazi, Hoto, Mbule, Mashwanganyi, Kimvuidi, Apolis, Mutuma, Mufukeng. Very offensive lineup that I'm seeing here. Tulile Mtali, but Sesane, sazothatha isikhathi member. Angeke kube lula ukuthi abuye, especially ngoba akazange waba nayo pre-season nePirates. Kuzoba nzinyana ukuthi abuye, honestly speaking, Yeah, we really do miss Sesane. Injuries, guys, man. Problem for us. Yeah, we shall wait and see. He looks like he's gonna use a 4-3-3. China needs a bench. It's high time we give Dladla a chance. Hey, man, Dladla is raising his hand. Hey, he's serious, Dladla. He's played well, For now, let us close it here, guys. I wanted us to talk about this boy, this player, Karim, 23-year-old central attacking midfielder of Orlando Pirates. I think yesterday he helped us. He played very well. Could have gotten an assist, but yeah, it was offside on Mahopa. I hope that he keeps it up, and I hope that he's played on the number 10 position. Number 10 position, please. not a winger. Not a winger. We have enough wingers for now. We do have Sibilibili who's gonna come in when they return. We have we have Mufukeng, we have Moremi, we have Apolis. Come on, Karim, go and compete with Tito there. Coach, make this player play number 10. Put him in his best position. Put him in his best position as a 10. That's what he's going to give you more than what we've seen. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this. I'm aware that Moremi is a marvelous player, but does he have a bad temper on the pitch? I saw him losing a couple of times. Yeah, I remember. You remember halftime? I don't know if you were here. I did say to Uti, Moremi is the player with the most fouls. I don't know what's happening. He committed a lot of fouls yesterday in that first half. A lot of fouls. Every time he would have the ball and they take it, he commits a foul. Every time he's challenging for the ball, it ends up as a foul. Like, he needs to fix that, because it's going to end up getting unnecessary cards, and sometimes in, circumstances that, God forbid, get a red card. He must be really careful about that. And, in these matches now, even suspensions are big blows, so we don't need that. He must be really careful. When you lose the ball, even Kimvuidi, I've seen him a couple of times. When you lose the ball, it does not necessarily mean that you must commit a foul, guys. When you lose a battle, a duel, does not mean that you must foul the player, So he needs to improve that, I've noticed. But he's good, Moremi. I saw him taking on players. I can't wait to see him in Orlando. I can't wait to see him in Orlando in front of the Buccaneers. Obviously, they also need that 12th man, which are the fans. So I can't wait to see how we are also gonna look, in front of the fans. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. Let's close it here for now. We shall keep discussions as the day keeps going. Tomorrow we are playing our last preseason match against Granada.